Hotep, Alafia, Kamusta. Welcome to the Mind of Ro page. I am Obajaguna, Oguna Salamio. Today I'm going to make a video on numbers. So if you're one of those type of people who keep seeing 1111 or 222 or 333, then please don't think you're going crazy. It is normal to see these type of numbers when the spirit realm is trying to communicate with you. So today I'm going to explain what these numbers mean, so when you do see them, you know what the spirit realm is trying to say to you. So my last video I made was on habits of toxic women. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mind of Ro. I also have a TikTok, an Instagram, and a Twitter at Mind of Ro, and I also have a Snapchat at Little Railroad 253. So you keep seeing repeated numbers. So basically seeing repeated sequence of numbers is basically saying that those are master numbers according to numerology. So when you see repeated numbers being shown to you over and over and over again, whether you see it on the clock, you see it on a sign, you see it on your phone, you see it on TV, you keep seeing the same numbers over and over again, it means it's time to pay attention to those numbers, okay? So most common one, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people share. They even sell a lot of t-shirts with it on, 1111. So that's the first number, the most common number that people tend to see a lot. So 1111, because number 1 is the first number out of all the numbers. And it's also, if you look at it, it looks like doorways or pillars. So basically what that's saying is the door is open to you. If you keep saying 1111, it means that you are in alignment with your destiny. You're in alignment with the path that you came here to live, as in all of our souls came here for a purpose. So if you keep seeing 1111, it's saying that you were exactly where you're supposed to be at that time. So what I like to do when I see 1111 is really pay attention to what's happening around me. So as soon as you see 1111 on your phone or on the clock, then pay attention to what's happening around you. Maybe somebody said something to you. Maybe you've seen something on TV. Maybe you were having a thought at the time, especially if you're having a conversation with somebody and you and the other person sees 1111. It means it's very, very important, and you need to really pay attention to that, because it's a spirit realm telling you you need to really be one with this message and know that you have a major higher purpose in regards to this message. So pay very close attention when you see 1111. Like I said, not only to the conversation you're having with somebody, but also a specific thought or realization that you had at that very time as well. So the next one is 222. If you keep seeing the number 2, that could also represent 2 points on a line, which means the straight path. It represents not going all over the place, basically what that means. It also can mean an end of something, an end of a journey, so you could begin another journey. So for anybody to be able to be reborn, or for anybody to be able to grow and prosper, we must let go of things that don't serve us. So a little part of us has to die for us to be reborn. So if you keep seeing number 2, it basically means that there's an end of a cycle, and it means that it's wise to pay attention to that and allow something to end so you could be on the straight path. Because if you keep trying to follow something that's trying to leave you, like a job that's trying to end, or a relationship that's trying to end, or a habit that's trying to end, and you keep trying to chase it, then you're going to end up going in circles and circles and backwards and to the wrong, all over different ways, instead of going down the straight path. So if you see a number 2, please pay attention to what you're doing and what is trying to leave you, so you can move on to the next step and be able to be reborn again. And since we're going on rebirth, number 3 is after 2, which is transformation. So if you keep seeing the number 3 is also the number of the crossroads. I do practice African traditional religion, and I practice some Kemeticism, and number 3 is associated with crossroad deities. So if you keep seeing the number 3, it could mean that maybe this is your path. It could also mean it's time for you to change and transform, which means you need to stop staying stagnant all the time. It means you need to pay attention to the way you keep thinking. It's time for you to be able to change your mind, because it's insane to think you're going to get different results by doing the same thing over and over and over again. So if you have one of those moments in life where you feel like you keep dating the same person with this, or the same demon with the same face, running into the same problems at a different place, what it's called, it's same old shit, different toilet, then it's going to be common for you to keep seeing number 3 all the time. It basically means it's time for you to stop doing the same stuff and start doing something else. It's time to transform. It's time to get in your cocoon and so you could grow your wings and do something else that's going to be better for you, that's going to be able to serve your higher purpose instead of block you from your higher purpose, okay? Number 4 represents birth. It represents being in alignment or being in enlightenment with yourself. It's time to be a lot of people are calling it Christ consciousness these days. So if you keep seeing number 4, it basically means it's time for you to allow spirit to push you to your path. It's time for you to sit still. If you keep seeing 4, it means to stop being in resistance, because if you're in resistance to change trying to happen, it means you're resisting your higher purpose. So if you keep seeing number 4, it means to stop, drop and roll. No, not really, but basically it means to stop and see what's happening and to stay still for a moment. Notice what's happening, notice what's trying to happen in your life, and be okay with it. It's time to be in a place where it's time to be born again into a new life, into a new self, and to be that enlightened version of yourself, not the sloppy, messy, toxic version of yourself. It's time to be the enlightened version of yourself. So if you keep seeing the number 4, it's time to be wise, it's time to be enlightened, and the doors are opening for you so you can live that path. Number 5 represents passion and hope and fulfillment. So if you keep seeing the number 5, it means it's time for you to find joy in your life. If you're a depressed person, it's basically the spirit realm telling you, hey, it's time to be happy. It's time to stop dwelling in everything that doesn't serve you. It's time to stop thinking about all the negative things. Stop dwelling in the past and stop being anxious about the future. It's time to find passion. It's time to find all of that you have a passion for. It's time to get in touch with those hobbies that you love to do, the outfit that you've always wanted to have, the vacation you've always wanted to have, the job you've always wanted to have, or the experiences like the traveling and the art and the whatever it is and those shows that you've always wanted to do. Number 5 is the spirit realm telling you, do it. It's time to do it. Stop sitting around and being, woe is me. If you keep seeing 5, it means it's time to live those passions. It's a number we call the number of Oshun. It means it's time to be sweet and live the sweetness of life and to stop being sour. That's what number 5 means. If you keep seeing number 6, no, 666 is not the number of the devil. It does not mean the devil is going to come get you and burn you. That's not what number 6 means, okay? Please get that dogmatic mindset out of your system. If you keep seeing 6, it basically means it's time for change. What that means is change is trying to happen, and it's time for you to be confident. It's time for you to feel powerful, and time for you to build up that willpower within yourself and be strong when time changes, when moments in your life changes. It's time for you to not break and bend when something is trying to happen in your life. So when you keep seeing 6, it means it's time to be confident. If something is trying to happen and you need to stop complaining about it and you need to stop folding and breaking when change happens, you need to understand that the whole universe is all about change and growth constantly, and you have to allow it. So number 6 means confidence. It's time to be strong. It's time to be powerful. It's time to show the world what you're made of. It's time to grab the bull by the horns. That's what number 6 means. Number 7 is a very spiritual number. If you keep seeing number 7, it means it's time to go inward. It's time to do some self-evaluation. It's time to get on your spiritual path. A lot of times all this chaos happens in our life, and it's easy for us to stray off our spiritual regimen that we put ourselves on. A lot of us like to do things like meditate or pray or do things that like take spiritual baths, like herbal baths and stuff like that. And sometimes when stress happens, we tend to get off track, and then we start drinking too much, or we start doing things like stressing too much, and we forget those type of things. So if you see number 7 all the time, it's the spirit realm reminding you, Get back on your spiritual path. That means to go inside and stop focusing on the mundane. Stop focusing on all the crap that's going on outside of you, and stop worrying about all the stuff that's going on outside of you, because the best way to make everything better and the best version of your life is to be able to transform what's going on inside. So if you keep seeing number 7, it means it's time to go inward. It's time to be in touch with your soul. It's time to be in touch with your mind and your own emotions, and evaluate yourself. Evaluate how you feel. Evaluate your habits that you're doing within your life. And it's time to get on that healing path. It's time to meditate. It's time to do some yoga. It's time to connect with those people who also like to do that kind of stuff. So 7 is a major sign that you need to get back on that track. And if you already are in it, it means you need to stay in it. And it means that you are in alignment with it. And that means it's going to open doorways to you. That's going to bring you a lot more success and bring you your soul tribe. So stay on that path if you are on it. If you keep seeing 777 everywhere. If you're not on it, Spirit Realm is telling you to get on it. Number 8, it means keep an eye out for opportunity. Number 8 it's a number of it's the infinity sign. So it means a lot of doors are open when you see number 8. It means that you need to be open to opportunity, to not close your eyes. So this basically means you need to open your eyes and pay attention to things being given to you. People are handing you things. People are giving you opportunities. A lot of times we don't succeed in life because somebody might offer us something and we're too scared to take it, and we feel like we're not worthy and blah, 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 and woe is me. So stop doing that. If you keep seeing 8, it basically means pay attention to opportunities being given to you. Pay attention to the conversations you're having with people. Somebody might be hey, I just opened this shop. And it happens to be a shop that you've always wanted to work at. The universe works in mysterious ways. So number 8 means really pay attention to the conversations and things being handed to you, and stop resisting things being given to you. Allow yourself to receive, okay? So if you keep seeing 8, it means it's time to receive. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to let those doors be open and let people give you those opportunities. Help you have that abundance. You're not alone, okay? Number 9 is a war number. And no, it doesn't mean that you gotta be involved in fights. It can be a warning though. Number 9 can be a warning saying you're fighting a little too much and you need to stop fighting. It could also be a warning saying a fight is coming to you. It also means it's time to clear the obstacles in your life. And sometimes there's a lot of chaos happening in your life. It means it's time to change. It's not time for you to stand up and put your grown man pants or your grown woman panties on. It's time to fight for your right. It's time to fight for what you want. It's time to change. Number 9 means it's time for you to go into war, not in a negative way, but in a way to fight for your right to live the life that you want to live. So if you keep seeing number 9, it means it's time to clear these obstacles away out of your life. Move them out of the way. Stop allowing it. It can be a little chaotic for a little bit, but if you do not fight your way out of it, it could be worse. But if you do fight your way out of it, that means you're going to grow and you're going to prosper, and the other side of that moment in your life is going to be that best version of yourself. So you got to fight for that. That's what number 9 means, okay? Number 10, which could also be 1s and 0s and 0s and 1s. It means it's time for you, again, change, but this is a different kind of change. Basically what this means is the code of the machine. I'm sure you've seen the Matrix and you keep saying 1001010. Basically, it's the code of the machine. It's telling you to stop living in an illusion. It's telling you that you are living in an illusion and you need to pay attention to what's happening, the way you think. And it's time for you to allow the change to happen and for you to stop viewing things in the ways that you've been viewing things. It's time for you to realize that the whole universe does not revolve around your reality. We live in a universe that has its own code and its own reality. And it's impossible for us to know everything. So if you keep seeing 1s and 0s and 0s and 1s and you feel like, oh my God, you're in the Matrix, why do I keep seeing these numbers? It means enlightenment is in front of you and available to you, and you just need to pay attention. Ones and zeros means the change in yourself and your mind and your understanding of everything that's happening around you is going to change your life around, but you have to pay attention. So if you keep seeing ones and zeros, yes, you are in the matrix, and it's telling you that you need to wake up out of it. That's basically what it's saying. The next one is 12. So you keep saying 12, 12. That means you need to pay attention to your health. If you have any health issues, it means you need to go to the doctor. It could be either physical, it could be psychological, it could be emotional. It means you need to pay attention to that, and you need to stop ignoring it. If you feel a constant pain on the side of your body or in your heart or wherever, then you need to pay attention and not ignore it. It also represents ancestors, because a lot of our issues that happen in our life, not only with our physical self, but also just habits that we have, like emotional habits, anger habits, drinking habits, stuff like that, it tends to live through us. So if you keep seeing 12, 12, 12 all over the place, it means you need to get in touch with your ancestors. It's time to make you an ancestral shrine and start speaking to them. And so you could tell them, hey, I don't want to be poor anymore. I don't want to have that agreement. I want to be healthy. I don't want my grandmother's sickness to live through me. I want to be healthy. I don't want that. I don't want to have all these health issues just because my grandparents or whoever had it. This is a good time for you to get in touch with your ancestors if you keep seeing number 12. And it's a time for you to be one with your body. Pay attention to yourself. It could also be a warning that a serious health issue is on the way. So you need to pay attention to that, and you need to be wary of the habits that you have that can be making you sick, and being wary about being involved with other sick people who can make you sick, not only physically, but mentally and psychologically as well. So number 12 represents getting in touch with your ancestors and being in touch with your health. 13 represents mystic vision and being psychic. So if you keep seeing the number 13, I'm sure you heard it, lucky 13 all the time. Number 13 is also associated with the moon. So if you keep seeing 13, it means that you are a divine being and you are spiritually gifted, and you need to remember that, and you need to be in touch with that. It means that you are psychic and you have a very open third eye, and you're very intuitive. And you need to trust that intuition. Don't ignore it. If you have a gut feeling, it means that you need to listen to your gut feeling. If you have intuitive feeling that this person you shouldn't be associated with, or you feel like energetically something's telling you that you should be moving here or you should be doing that for a living, then you need to listen to it and not ignore it. If you're in an area of your life and you need to make choices, listen to your intuition. If you're at a fork in the road and you keep seeing number 13, it means listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, be one with your spiritual self. It means that you're a really psychic person and you need to be more in touch with that version of yourself. So that's all I have for you today. Those are all the main numbers. I'm not going to go into 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1s and stuff like that, because I don't feel like those are really primary numbers. I just wanted to talk about repeated numbers. So maybe I'll make another video on other sequences. Until then, I hope all of you are having an enlightened night. My next video I'm going to make is going to be, are the Egyptian gods aliens? So if you want to see that video, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mind of Ro. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I have more love and enlightenment to share with you. Have a wonderful, enlightened night. Ankh Uche Seneb. Namaste. Odabo. Peace.